So then there is this man called Risley. Risley is appointed to be in charge of the census of India. That is how the caste system is created. Risley takes Jatis, and he has a theory on Jati, which said all the people in the world start out with different races, but then the races evolve into tribes, but then Europe and India evolve differently. The tribes of Europe evolve into nations, so they have systems of governance, they have justice, they have all that, whereas the tribes of India evolve into castes, and they're stuck there. And for us to manage India, turn the caste into nation, this is what we have to do. So then he goes around constructing a map of all the court castes of India and forces them, using the census every 10 years, to fit into a hierarchy and decide who belongs where in the hierarchy. So previously, Jatis, which were very flexible, where they were not frozen or fixed, they now are frozen. And these censuses are held over 30 years, so they have more than 30 years, but during his time, 30 years. So it has a lasting impact on the social structure of India. So then there is this whole how Dravidianism starts. There is a person, there is a guy called Caldwell, Bishop Caldwell. He's an evangelist. He's a Tamil expert. He spends much of his life in South India, and he begins to write the Dravidian linguistics for the first time. He says there is a linguistics which is non-Aryan language, and it is completely independent and separate. And therefore, if the linguistics of these people is separate, therefore they evolved separately. They were separate people, separate race, because they don't have any linguistic commonalities. So separate linguistics means separate race. And separate race means that he wants to construct a separate history for the Dravidian people, which he does. And then he takes two important ancient Tamil texts. One is the Quran and the other is this Shaiva Siddhanta. They are two very famous ancient classical texts of Tamil, Sangam era. All the Tamils are very proud of that. He takes those and he interprets them to show that they are really non-Brahmin, non-Aryan, non-Hindu, and they are monotheistic, closer to Christianity. That's what he says. And that these evil Aryans and Brahmins came and imposed idol worship on them, but they never really had idol worship originally. This is based on his language analysis of these ancient texts. And then his successor is another guy who's also a bishop, also a preacher from Europe. His name is G.U. Pope. And they come up with this racial profiling of a very pure Dravidian race who are victims of the rest of the Indians, and these other Indians are sort of Aryan derivatives, impure Aryans. So impure Aryans, pure Aryans are Europe, impure Aryans come and they rule over the Dravidians. This is kind of the race theory that these guys make up. And Lord Risley turns Jati into caste, and that is what we currently have. Is the Lord Risley, India is a Lord Risley society. It is not a Manusmriti society, the way it has been frozen today. Okay?